As you could imagine, whenever a new king is proclaimed completely out of the blue, it doesn't go down too well with the current king, especially when the new king is a newborn baby. King Herod was in charge at the time of Jesus' birth, and wasn't too impressed to hear about a new supposed king in town.
So, there's a new supposed king in town, eh?
Yes, your majesty, a great king. The greatest king Judah's ever seen. No king can even come close. Hold on just a second. This actually all started when the wise men from the east noticed a bright star in the sky. They concluded that the Jewish Messiah had been born, and they wanted to go and worship him. So they asked King Herod for directions. But naturally, Herod was disturbed by this new supposed king. He got confirmation from the chief priests that the star was accurate and a prophecy had been fulfilled. Then Herod called the wise men and said that when they find the baby, to report back to his location so that he could come and worship him too. If you've ever read this book, you know that this guy is full of rubbish. Herod only wanted to find Jesus' location so he could kill him and maintain his throne. So the wise men continued following the star until they arrived at the inn. They fell down in worship and presented gifts to Jesus. Before they left, an angel spoke to them in a dream and told them not to return to Herod on their way home. The angel came to Joseph in a dream next with some startling news.
Herod is planning to kill the newborn king. Your family must flee to Egypt and wait there until Herod dies.
So the family fled to Egypt and waited there until Herod died. But King Herod wasn't a fool. He realized he had been played by the wise men and he wasn't ready to hand his kingdom over to a baby. So he decreed that all children in Bethlehem under the age of 2 be killed. And in doing this, Herod fulfilled Old Testament scripture himself. Eventually Herod died and the family was told to move back to Jerusalem by none other than the dream angel himself. But Herod's son Archelaus had replaced his father as king, and he was just as bad. So the dream angel guided the family to Galilee, eventually settling in Nazareth. You guessed it, fulfilling scripture once more.
And that's the end of chapter 2 of the book of Matthew. If you haven't already, why don't you check that red button, see if you're subscribed. I'm trying to get these videos to as many Christians as possible. Thank you guys so much for the support.